Hi, my name is Tom, and today we're going to be talking about flag lifecycle, specifically Automagical flag cleanup using LaunchDarkly and how you can get your hands on today. But before I show you the easy button, let's talk a little bit about these signals that we are automatically checking for you to make sure that we are responsibly deprecating these flags. Category of signals number 1 on the left, is the flag still active? These are checks like whether the flag is serving different variations to different audiences, whether this flag is being used as a prerequisite so it could break a downstream dependency. We don't want to do that by archiving it, or whether the flag is still making some targeting changes to this recently, which indicates it's still active in some way. All of this is just information that LaunchDarkly has innately by you using the SDKs and evaluating flags. We've got you here, no problem. But it's only part of the picture, because on the right, we also have to check where the flag is used in code. So different repositories and branches, are we doing some aliasing? What's the implementation pattern of this? There's a whole bunch of interesting checks that we can make across the code base to make sure that you don't have to think about this. And this is all of the mental load, all of these bits, these fiddly things that we have to consider, the daily paper cuts that we are going to offload for you to make sure that the code base remains clean and there's not as much tech debt associated with using flags on a day-to-day basis. Let's take a look at an example. We'll go through an individual example first, and then we'll automate this at scale across my entire project. On this example, I have a flag, which is already in the status of being ready for code cleanup, likely, and it's been evaluating cleanly for the past 7 days, so cool. As I click the flag cleanup button on the right, this will allow me to start a new job to clean this flag up. And it's performing those evaluations that we were looking at on that slide, which is, hey, in the critical environments, is it only serving one variation? Cool, it's got a lot of that stuff going on in the background. It's also connected already to 3 of my repositories. I can obviously select or deselect as appropriate for this individual cleanup job. And the agent that'll be handling this, if you need to provide it some additional context, go ahead and type that in here. For example, this flag might be used in my repository, both in the back end where kebab case is fine, as well as in the front end React, which doesn't like kebabs. And so I'll tell it, go ahead and look for this in camel case as well. Whatever other instructions are relevant so that the agent has the information it needs and can successfully find this. It also automatically checks this share agent conversation box. This means that after I start this, if I've got vacation tomorrow, I don't want to be on my laptop on the beach. No, one of my teammates should be able to also pick up where I left off. So this will allow my teammates to be able to view this conversation as well as soon as I hit this start cleanup button. By the way, yes, we are using an agent for this. We use one of the Claude models behind the scenes. That is hosted in LaunchDarkly's own Bedrock instance on AWS, so it's not using any training data. Your data is all safe. It's not shared with any third parties. It is exclusively used for this sort of job and doesn't actually make its way back to any third parties there. So if you already have a business relationship with us and trust us with the rest of your flagging data, you can trust us with this as well. I'll hit start cleanup. It goes into the queue, and we can see then a history of flag cleanup attempts on this particular flag, just in case something went wrong in one of those previous times. Now, this is all well and good on an individual basis, but let's automate this. If I go to my project settings and then the lifecycle settings here, this is where we can turn the dials on what we consider to be a flag that is ready for cleanup and ready for code removal. So those are those various statuses and the ways that we can sort of configure that based on your own flag lifecycles and your own work and cadence. So cool, that's sort of the prerequisite beforehand. Down at the bottom, though, this is the specific automation configuration. How often do we want a job to run that will ask LaunchDarkly's AI to be able to look at all of the various flags that fit the ready for code removal category in that status? And then how many flags is it going to try to run at the same time? So, if you don't want to have it look at too many, or, if you have to exceed this for some reason because you have a very active team, cool, go for it. Again, turn the dials here. We can also retry unsuccessful attempts automatically or not. So for example, if you do happen to have some flags in repositories that weren't checked the first time and you don't want to have to manually kick that off, you can just check this box and then it'll retry unsuccessful attempts. And also add any additional context that's relevant on an automated run, in addition to the manual context that you might be providing, like we saw in that example that I just did a little bit ago. Again, same thing, connected to your repositories, view a list of cleaned up flags, and congratulations, you have now automated all of the PR generation, all of the review that tends to go into this. So it will help reduce the number of flags that you have on an ongoing basis. You can reduce the amount of manual work that you have to think about with all of this lifecycle settings, and this will just help take care of it for you. But wait, before you go, there is more. Because even though we're talking about automation at the end of the flag lifecycle right now, that's not all of the automation that LaunchDarkly is working on. We, at the time of this recording in April 23rd, 2026, are already POCing internally, and we will be publishing later this year some recommendations about automatic flag creation for things like CI jobs, automatic release workflows, and all of the APIs and automation and MCPs that we can release around that. Automatic regression detection. Hey, guess what? This already exists. Automatic flag cleanup. That's what we just looked at. And so overall, we want to make sure that depending on your workflow, your need to conform to things like regulatory standards, that you have the ability to turn the dial on this entire life cycle between YOLO mode, do it all automatically for me, but also completely manual at the other end of the spectrum, and anywhere in between. So wherever we need the humans in the loop, wherever we need extra eyes, wherever we need anything manual, go for it. But you can automate everything, and we will provide the tools to make sure that that exists. So keep your eyes out. Please feel free to talk to us at any time. If you're interested in any of these areas that I just even mentioned, or want to chat with us about anything else, please head to LaunchDarkly.com, message me here on LinkedIn, or anywhere else that you'd like to engage with us. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day. Cheers.